are you?
I'm here.
You're here. That's good. I'm glad you're here.
It's been a long day, but I am
Yes,
here. How are you?
I'm here. We are here.
We are some here people
We are some
today.
here people today. Yes, yes. Whew. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. You know,
Life,
life happens, right? But we're here.
definitely
We
life.
could not we could not do a show this month. There was just no way. There was
No,
no way. I mean,
no.
this month is part of our bread and butter of the show. I mean, I think May and
Agree.
September are two very important months, and if we don't have a show all year, at least those 2 months, we have to. It's imperative, imperative. So
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
yes, but welcome everybody, whoever is out there watching in Facebook or YouTube land. Um, we are uh, going to be talking serious tonight. Very deep topic that
Yeah.
still has quite a stigma attached to it, and need to work on destigmatizing that. Um, and we have a special guest tonight as well. So we're excited. We'll bring her on a little bit later,
Yeah.
but you know how we start. So go ahead. You go first. Let's see what you
Oh,
got. What you
you go
drinking
first.
tonight?
Okay. Well. Let me rock my shirt first, because let me
Oh
put
yeah, that's
let me
right.
put
We
my
got to rock
sleeves on.
shirts. That's right.
So, oh, that ain't even the sleeve. So I'm rocking my American Foundation for Suicide Prevention shirt.
Very
Can't see the
nice.
back. Yeah.
No, you gotta turn around more. You
And
gotta do like a 180. Like
oh my
exorcist type
gosh.
thing. Get your
I
head
don't
spinning full circle.
I don't even let me see. Let me see if I can hold on. Let me see. Let me see. I'm still getting my life together.
Yes,
No.
yes.
Hold on, Kim.
Be the voice. Does it say more than that, or does it say be the voice?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Be the
Be the
voice
voice is a good
of
start.
suicide, because we're talking about suicide prevention this evening. But this is a shirt. Also, by chance, this happened to be the water bottle that I was sipping on. So I
Oh,
got my
interesting.
prevention
Let's
bottle
see. You did
that
that
I
on
was sipping.
purpose.
However, my mug is very different tonight. Um,
Okay.
so I'm drinking. Mm,
Something out of a white box. Oh, Tazo. Some
boom.
kind of Tazo. Oh, there we go.
Here we
Green
go.
ginger. Okay.
Not new. It's not new, but I
Okay.
wanted something a little sweet tonight. It
Okay.
has like 2 notches of caffeine, so I thought
Oh,
maybe that would help during the show. But this is the mug though.
I miss social. Oh no.
So I found this in the candy shop
Oh no.
at Navy Pier with them kids this summer.
Oh Lord.
Because you all know we had summer camp, and one of those
Yeah.
trips, ended with a boat ride and the
Mhm.
candy shop. And
Yeah.
I saw this and was like,
Forget
yeah.
the candy. I want the mug.
Didn't buy a lick of candy, but I went straight. I said, "Oh, it's big too." I went straight to that
Yeah.
mug.
I
Miss
love it.
A, what does that mean? Means I'm ready to go home. That's what it means. Social distancing.
Oh
Ah,
my gosh.
yes, I
Oh my gosh.
remember. I remember.
I don't miss that. Some days I do, but some days I think that see, I will tell you that social distancing really affected me mentally.
Well, hey, we
Because I'm
wouldn't
a
be
hugger.
friends.
I'm a hugger. And when I couldn't hug
Yeah,
people,
you're
it
weird
was
like that.
driving
You
me
are,
insane.
but we wouldn't be friends
You
if
know
not
what? That
for
is
social
so
distancing.
true. Hey Martha.
Hey, Martha.
Love Martha
We
when she
would
comes
not be
in.
friends if
This
not.
is
And
true.
that
We
sounds
got
so odd. I
it
wouldn't be friends
does.
with a few people if it weren't
Yeah.
if it weren't for
Isn't
social
that weird?
distancing.
That's so
Because we
weird.
had to be inside, and
Yeah.
inside was this.
Yeah,
Us on
that's
the
true.
screen.
Literally, guys, this is what Angel and I did every night for you can ask my family. We were on for 4 or 5 hours at a time.
Not every
Li-
night we put on no 4 5.
Girl,
Not
listen, when Monica
every,
comes on later, we go ahead and ask her.
not every night, and not 4 5 hours. But It was
Just as
quite a bit of time.
exactly.
When you get to the point where you just mute your phone and go to the bathroom, hey, we
Hey,
family. I'm just saying.
exactly. At that point,
I'm not gonna call you back. I'm just gonna mute it. And
we have that
is there
mutual
no
understanding.
bathroom ceiling?
Oh
Mind your
Lord.
business.
I mean, like TMI, y'all. TMI ladies. TMI ladies.
Hey, we're getting vulnerable tonight, so hey,
We
we're gonna
are.
talk
We
about
are. I
this.
don't have my Kleenex, but I need to. But
Oh boy,
um, so
what are you drinking?
okay. So I've got my sweatshirt. Stay another day,
Yes.
and on the back it says
Oh, so you can actually turn around. Great. Somebody needs you. Oh, that's beautiful, especially for people
"Tomorrow
behind
needs you."
you.
It says "Tomorrow
Tomorrow
needs
needs
you."
you.
Yes. And then when you
Yeah.
roll up the sleeve, so it says "Tomorrow needs you." Stay another day,
Yes.
and
I love it.
there's your.
All the
And
components.
I went a little fun with my lip color tonight, as you can tell. I know y'all can't really tell, but my hair is purple. And so I made my lips teal because I was trying to go with, you know, the teal and purple theme. I tried.
I see
I
what
tried.
you did there.
See what I did there?
Okay.
And my mug says, "You will be found." And I got this when we went to go see Dear Evan Hansen. I think it was in December, I want to say. And it's a musical. And it's a musical, and Bonica wanted to see it, and it's basically a teenage centric musical. But
Mhm.
Evan Hansen's the main character, and he befriends, not really befriends, just by chance. Dude signs his cast, but he's like the
Mhm.
bully of the school, the one, the outcast, whatever. Well, this outcast dies by suicide in the play, and so this was a very touching song, part of the show. Um, and I remember there was one scene, I can't think of the exact, like what was going on, but this scene that was happening, even before it had really started, this lady behind me was sobbing,
Mm.
sobbing. So I was like, okay, this isn't her first time seeing the show, and something is very relatable to her in this moment. So I thought appropriate for tonight. And then the tea I'm drinking is yogi, calming, calming.
Okay, I
That
have that.
helps soothe mild tension. Um, and
Okay.
I like yogi because it has little sayings on their tea bags. And this one
Mm.
says, "The essence of life is to communicate love." So profound.
Mine just says green ginger. That's what mine says. All right. So cheers. Welcome.
Cheers. Here we
Uh,
go. Mm, this is great. This is great.
awesome.
All right. So, y'all, we have to put that disclaimer out there that it's going to be some intense talking, might be some things
Yeah.
that might be triggering. So just kind of be aware of that. And, if you have to step away, we get it.
Perfectly fine. Come back.
100%. We get it.
Come
We get
back and
it.
watch later.
Yeah.
Um, as always, we're gonna start with what it is, what we're talking about.
Hmm.
We're gonna tell you how to get help. We got a guest to bring in, and we're gonna end on a high note. So we're never
Yes.
gonna leave you lacking. It's still gonna be.
No.
I know we've been gone, but we still working. So
Yeah, that's
um,
for sure.
I would love to kick it off.
So go ahead. Yeah. Because I listen, this is your area of
This is what I do.
expertise.
This is what I do, and I'm gonna try to keep it light. Keep it light, and then share a little story, and then we can bring in our celebrity for the evening.
Yeah, no
Um,
kidding. She's gonna be a celebrity for
I
sure.
know we are
She
talking
keeps going.
about suicide prevention. September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. Um, Someone dies by suicide every 40 seconds. Every 40 seconds. That is a statistic that will always stay with me. Um, since I've been doing this work. I've been involved with suicide prevention since 2014. I am a field advocate for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I've been trained and certified in QPR, question question persuade. Oh my
It's
gosh.
okay.
Yes.
You got
So
this.
lots of things. I have many trainings, many sessions, many conferences, and none of that, none of that makes a difference, because I know people who died by suicide. None of that makes a difference when you get a message at 2 in the morning to do an intervention. None of that makes a difference when you see another celebrity on the news, who has taken their life. So I do not hold any of my credentials high, because it's still a very heavy topic. It is still a very stigmatized subject.
Mhm.
And, we're still losing people every 40 seconds.
Yep.
That was the whole point of that. In Illinois, where we're all from, suicide is the 10th leading cause of death. When I started this work, it was 11, and now we're
Oh.
at so these numbers are still getting worse.
Mhm.
The highest age group, well, the second highest age group, ages 10 to 14, is the second leading cause of death. For ages 10 to
Wow.
14, you're talking third through sixth grade. I mean, third through eighth grade. Um,
Yep.
we have some, well, fourth, you're talking
Fourth
about
or eighth
10 year
grade.
olds,
Mhm.
fourth through eighth grade, which
Mhm.
is predominantly the population of youth that we serve where I work.
Wow.
Most of our young people are in that bracket.
Yep.
Uh, for ages 15 to 20, it's the third leading cause of death.
Wow.
For ages 35 to 44, it's the fourth leading cause of death. Now, I kind of just stepped outside of that age bracket, and I didn't even look up a statistic. I haven't had to look up a statistic for 45 and up. I guess I kind of need to know where we are right now.
So I think that's really interesting. Like the older we go, the lower it is not lower, but like it's not
Yeah.
as high as a leading cause of death as it is for fourth to eighth
Mhm.
grade.
Yeah.
That scares me. And what scares me even more is, people will say, well, kids that age don't know what they want, or they don't know this, they don't know that. And it's like, but they know enough to know they don't want to be here anymore. So make that make sense to me.
Mm.
That's
Listen.
that's what I want to know. And it's very true because my other daughter, who was kind of upset that she wasn't going to be on the show because she dealt with something
Really?
yeah, she wanted to be on the show too. Her best friend, uh was it last year or the year before, what, that's 11 years old.
Mhm.
11 years old, she was texting my daughter saying that she didn't want to be here anymore. And my daughter's like, what do I do? And I was like, you
Mm.
need to say something. And so she did. She's like, can you text her mom and let her know? And so her mom's my best friend.
Mm.
And her mom's like, thank you for letting me know. And she did something about it. Like she took it seriously. And that's what I love, is that her mom took it seriously. It wasn't just like, oh, she's 11, she doesn't know. Her mom took it seriously, got some intervention, got her to a therapist, and she's doing so much better. Was she mad at my daughter for a while and said, I can't trust you, I don't be your friend anymore? Yes, absolutely.
Listen.
Absolutely. But my daughter would not have changed what she did, because she's like, I would rather you be mad at me than not be here anymore.
Excellent.
11.
I'm so
11.
listen, I'm just proud. I had to tell our kids, tell our students at the beginning of the school year, and for us, we're talking, for this is week 4. But one of the things I told them, in conversation about whether adults are a safe space, because you want to
Mhm.
make sure that you feel like the adults, the staff, whoever's running programming is a safe space. If you need to
Mhm.
come to them, talk to them, say something. I said there's always going to be three situations. You can tell us anything, but there are going to be three situations where we are not keeping secrets.
Right.
I will hold your secret till I go to my grave, except these three.
Step 4.
Talking about hurting somebody, if you're talking about hurting yourself,
Mhm.
or if someone has hurt you. So these are
Exactly.
the three secrets that we never keep, and I wanted to
Right.
make it very clear. And they, everybody's eyes are wide open. Hurting somebody, hurting yourself, or somebody has hurt you. We are
Mhm.
not keeping those secrets.
Right.
We're stepping in. And that was the easiest way I could, break that down to this particular age group.
Mhm.
But at the same time, 2019, when I started working with this organization, um, it was for suicide prevention. It was for anti-bullying, and walking into a space with kids that don't know you. They didn't want to be in the room. They, who
Mhm.
is this lady? She looked funny. She ain't from the West Side. Why is she here? And and I just asked a simple question: who knows what the word suicide means? And I
Mhm.
had one boy, and I don't remember what grade he was in now, but he's an eighth grader now.
Mm.
So he's about to leave me. And he
Mm.
said, I know that word. He said, if you bully somebody, or make them feel bad about themselves, and they don't want to live no more.
Wow.
Out the gate, I thought I had all this stuff prepared to ease into this. Out the
You were
gate,
like,
you bully
uh,
somebody and make them feel bad, and they
yeah.
got low self esteem, and they don't want to live anymore.
Right.
Or they want to take their life. He was straight to the point, didn't change his facial expressions, and went on back to
Wow.
what he was doing on his phone. And I'm like, I could have laid out on the floor
Wow.
just after that. And the fact that he's an eighth grader now. And I tell this story whenever, Suicide Prevention Month comes around and we talk about him. Like, first day I was here,
Yeah.
do you remember what you told me? And he remembers,
Yeah.
and I know that other students that are in there remember that conversation enough to think about and connect that with the secrets we don't keep,
Mhm.
so that, yeah, you might lose
Yeah.
a friend for a couple of months. They
Right.
might be upset with you, but what did she say? I would rather you still be here.
Exactly.
I would rather lose my friend, than you not be here.
Right. Like, I'd rather you be mad at me than not be here anymore. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
perfectly
And
fine.
that's why she didn't want to say anything. She goes, I don't want her to get mad. I'm like, but Jazz, you can't like,
Right.
like you can't not act on it, because
Mhm.
what if she is being serious?
Yeah.
And but
And
like I
see,
said, the fact that her mom,
that's what I'm thinking. The fact
you
that she
know
stepped up.
that
Serious.
she took it serious and was like, let's work this out, because unfortunately her friend is constantly getting bullied. Like, she's just
Mhm.
in a bad, environment. Like, the girls are just catty. I'm like, that's junior high, man. Junior high, the girls are catty. And
I
she's not
would
making
love to I would love to see different statistics for youth. And
yeah,
the top contributing factors are depression and substance abuse,
yeah.
for suicide. But for youth, you just said bullying. It goes hand in hand. And I
It's
want to see
bullying, and
where
it's
that
social
plays.
media. And it's social media. Listen, we
Well,
didn't
that's
have
cyberbullying.
it's cyber like, listen, we didn't have social media in our day, right? God
Thank
forbid. If we had
God.
social media,
Thank
oh
God.
my gosh. I
Thank God.
can't even. This is why, like, I mean, I can't say that, my kids don't have Snapchat or TikTok and all of that. They do. Am I happy? Like, Monica's going to be joining us later. She made that comment today. She goes, "You wouldn't let me have Snapchat till I was like 14." I said, "Because you weren't ready for it."
No.
Because I don't even think my other
14
daughter
is
is ready
still
for
young.
it.
How about 16?
I mean,
14 is still.
the thing is, like, y'all are not ready for it, because people like to hide behind their keyboards. People like to post stuff and just it's puts you on blast, and if you're not mentally ready to handle that, it takes you into a dark place to where you start thinking, well, maybe they're right. Maybe I don't deserve to be here. Maybe I should, whatever.
And
And
even
that's
worse, some of the people aren't who they
right.
portray themselves to be. These
Right.
might not even be kids.
Right.
It's a different show, different
That's the
month. These
difference.
might
You're
not
right.
even be kids that
Right.
you think you're talking to, who that you think
Exactly.
you're gaming with. These are not
Right.
kids. These are adults who
Yeah.
are hiding behind a keyboard, a screen, a fake picture, a fake name. It's so
It's
much.
scary. It's
It
scary.
is.
But anyway, continue, please.
Woo! She. Okay, so we talked about those statistics. Contributing factors. Top two: depression and substance abuse. Um, I mentioned the QPR Institute. Those three steps to saving a life: question, persuade, and refer. Question. Asking. You have to ask the direct question. Are you talking about suicide? Are you talking
Mhm.
about taking your life? Are you saying you don't want to live anymore? What do you mean you don't want to be here anymore? Question. You don't just
Right.
let that statement hang and
Right.
take it for what it is. You have to get in there. What are we talking about? So I
Right.
know.
Right.
Even going so far as asking, are you planning something? Is this something that you've been thinking about doing? Do you have something in place? And there are other signs and other factors, but asking that question is going to be the biggest step, because people don't want to. They don't want to say the word. They don't want to,
Right.
get in people's business. They feel like it's really
Right.
personal. But again, if you go back to those three secrets that we're never going to keep,
Right.
you talk about hurting yourself.
Mhm.
Okay. So this is a conversation that needs to happen. The P is for persuade, and that's persuading them that they have
Mhm.
something to live for. This is not a good idea. There are people that care about you, there are people that love you. There's life left. You
Mhm.
can get past the
Right.
depression, past the bullying, past the anger, past the trauma, past whatever it is,
Mhm.
or sharing your stories if you've gotten past something. And we
Mhm.
have to do this with adults as well as we do it with
Oh
youth.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, definitely.
everybody has been through something. Sharing those stories, and it's not a comparison factor. It's to say,
Right.
hey, I know what lowest of low looks like.
Mhm.
Everybody's lowest of low is different, but I've been at my lowest of low, and this is how I was able to
And I think that's
come out
so
of that.
important. And I think that's so important that people need to realize I'm sharing my story not to compare, not to whatever. I'm sharing it to
Mhm.
relate to you, to let you know you're not alone.
Yeah,
Because that's the big thing, right? When people start contemplating suicide, it's because they feel alone. They feel alone in this life. They feel alone in their thoughts. So that's one of the other things that I would love for people to let go of.
mhm.
I'm not sharing my story to compete with you or to compare. I'm sharing to
Yeah,
relate, to let you know you're not alone, to show you that this is something people go through, right? So I
yeah.
think that's very important what you
It
said.
is. And it's also, if you hear stories from survivors, they also talk about pain. Whatever the pain, whether it's trauma, whether it was abuse, whether it's mental, emotional, it's the pain that they're trying to escape from. It's not
Mhm.
that they don't want to live anymore. It's that they don't know what else to do with their pain. They want
That's
the
so true.
pain to stop.
Mhm. So
And a lot
perfect
of
example.
times
I know
it's
I keep
the way.
interrupting you and I'm gonna let you talk. I swear to
That's
God.
fine. I'm used.
But that's just the perfect thing. So my friend Pat yesterday made 5 years that he killed himself by suicide. Um and when I was talking to his sister, it was exactly that, because he had an addiction problem. And no matter what he did to try to help himself to get out of it, just nothing was working, and he just like was done. He was tired. He was tired of trying to fight it. He was tired of having those highs and lows. Like he'd be really good and then and so he was done. He was in pain internally because he couldn't fight that. Like even though he tried to get the help, it just put him in a spot where he was just tired.
Mm,
just tired. So it's like, to your point, what you're saying,
yeah,
escaping pain and just,
yeah.
all of that.
And some people are, they're escaping abuse.
Hmm.
Uh, my friend took his life our junior year in high school. And we find out later he was being abused at home.
Mm,
Um, what do you
yeah.
do with that? And
Yeah.
nobody would ever have suspected that because he was the life of the party.
Right.
Football player, class clown. All the teachers loved him.
Hmm.
Everybody wanted to be his friend. Always had, full of energy, never let you sit by yourself. This guy, bigger than life,
Right.
come find out, this is what was happening at home. And
Right.
people didn't know. And you would never know unless you
Right.
were really close to him and had heard stories or he shared that. But he kept that. He kept that and took it with him. Um, and there was such an outpouring when he passed because he
Hmm.
was so well known.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna come back to that when we bring in our special guest. But
Hmm.
um persuading people that there's something to live for, there's more to live for. That includes sharing your story. And thank you. Not It's not about comparison, it's about relating. It's always about relationship. um, the last letter R was for refer. So, giving you resources. I'm gonna give you resources.
Here you
If you are
go.
looking
Read,
duh, there you
there you
go.
go. Read my
Here,
sleeve.
here we got sleeves out. 988 is the new suicide
Hmm.
crisis hotline. Well, it's just a crisis. It's a crisis hotline, period.
Yeah.
Whatever your
And
crisis.
it's 24/7. It made sure to sell it
24/7,
right there, 24/7.
confidential,
Hmm.
always open. 988. You don't have to dial a bunch of numbers. Used to be 1-800-273-TALK. You got to
Yeah.
dial that no more. Just dial 988 like you would
Mhm.
dial 911, but don't dial 911. Dial 988. Um,
Um, Unless you're having a true emergency.
unless it's a real emergency and you need somebody to get there and check on your friend and do a wellness check and see, what's going
Yeah.
on, then call the police if you need to do that. But 988 crisis hotline. Or if you don't want to talk to a person using your voice, but you're okay with texting, 741-741, right?
Yep.
All right. We're just gonna call. We can text. You can text any word: home, help, hi. Somebody is there. Also, 24/7. Also,
Hmm.
confidential.
Yep.
Okay. So if you're looking for somebody, you can call or you can text. If you're looking for other resources for training, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
Hmm.
You can become a field advocate and really help change in the government, in your city, in your state, in your area. The Jason Foundation is an excellent resource if you are concerned about youth.
Hmm.
They are youth focused. I believe I have 10 certifications from them. I did everything they had. They might have some new
Yeah.
stuff. Need to go back and look.
Gotta go look.
But it deals with their trainings deal with suicide prevention. It deals with substance use and youth. Substance use and youth.
That's a mouthful.
I know, my teeth are free right
Yeah.
now.
So you
Sorry.
don't know how to.
New change. I have Invisaligns, so
Yeah.
yeah, no, these things are on
Mm.
20 something hours in the day. All right, substance use and youth. Um, Anti-bullying, anything to do with young people in school and what they're dealing with in the classrooms. Jason Foundation, that's your resource. The No Stigmas organization has training for suicide prevention as well as mental health.
Hmm.
NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Health, also deals with suicide prevention and mental health. So quite a few organizations. QPR Institute, we were talking about those 3 steps to saving the life: question, persuade, and refer. They have training as well. You can become QPR certified so that you can intervene when
Hmm.
someone needs help. So those are some places to start as you are looking for ways to be a light, ways to be hope, ways to be a bridge to
Mm-hmm.
someone else's healing. Um, because we have a young guest on, I was reflecting on my friend I lost, Christopher Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been 1993 that he took his life. I remember we had 2 weeks of support at the school, and I went to one of the top 5 schools in the city, in the state. 2 weeks. Counselors were available for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Crisis team was available for 2 weeks. When those 2 weeks was over, gone. There was nothing else, and that was the period of time we were allowed to grieve.
Mm.
Fast forward to hmm, maybe 5 years ago. We were working as part of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. They do a Survivors Day in November, um, and well, International Day of Lost Survivors is a long title. But my friend Paige and I, who's also trained in suicide prevention, we were speaking at an event, and there was a counselor at the event who pulled me to the side afterwards because I tell a story about Christopher Bruce just about everywhere I go. He
Mm-hmm.
stopped and asked me, "What school did you go to?" Followed by, "What year was that?"
Oh,
This counselor was actually a part of the crisis team
wow.
in 1993. He said,
Wow.
"I remember," and I'm like, how would you remember that?
Yeah.
You do this at different schools all over. He said, "I remembered it vividly because they pulled us out of that school. Our work was not done. We were aware that support was still
Oh,
needed." He said they
wow.
snatched us out of there at the 2 week mark.
Wow.
How many organizations, how many systems and schools are putting a box and a time frame on how and when and how long our young people can grieve
Right.
and mourn and deal with their trauma.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was reflecting on in regards to our guest coming in,
Yeah.
because this is something that follows you,
Yeah.
throughout your lifetime. A trauma happens and you don't forget it because the 2 weeks
Right.
or the counselors are gone. Clearly, I'm telling this story in 2023. I said it happened in 1993, so that was 30 years ago. This is three decades later. I'm still telling the story of Christopher Bruce, our lost junior year. Our young
Yeah.
people now have been exposed to so much trauma, so many
So much.
incidents, so many things in the world. A pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
They've lived through. We didn't live through a pandemic. We lived through 9/11. We lived
We did.
through backpack bombers. You know, uh,
Mm-hmm.
we lived through Hurricane
We
Katrina.
lived through school shootings.
We lived. Oh my
Columbine happened the
God!
year after I graduated high school.
How many mass shootings? Have
Columbine
we
happened
heard
in
about?
99, and I will never forget that. I
Yeah,
will
I was in
never
college.
forget that.
But
That was a
our
high
young people
school.
today, are
Yeah.
living, have lived through some of these things, some of these shootings, as well as a pandemic, global
Yeah.
pandemic. Um, what are they? How long are they expected to grieve now? Because we got 2 weeks 30 years ago. So
Yeah.
what's the time frame now on how long you can deal with and
Yeah.
process the world that has exploded around you?
Right.
So I am anxious and
Yeah.
interested and excited about hearing
Yeah.
the perspective of this beautiful 18-year-old, soon to be,
Soon to be 18,
sorry,
not
I'm sorry,
yet.
sorry,
Ooh. Don't rush it.
17-year-old, soon to be high school graduate. Um,
I
uh,
just have to preempt something
breathe,
though. I need to
please do.
preempt
I'm gonna
something.
take a sip while you do that.
So Yeah, so yes, our special guest is my daughter Monica, and I love her. And I just want to preempt this, what we're going to talk about. Um, she and her entire school and our entire community recently went through something very tragic. Um, uh, one of and this person was a neighbor of ours. 16 years old, passed away a month. It was a month ago, 2 days ago. So a month ago on Wednesday. Um, and I will say 100. I will say that it hasn't been told to the public if it in fact was a suicide.
Mhm.
However, because we want to respect the family and we don't need to mention names. So, but we do want to just bring to light that though we don't know publicly that it was, friends talk, teens talk, things were done behind the scenes that bring us to that conclusion, right? Like the family's only going to share so much. And if it truly is what it was, the family might not want to be forthcoming with that because they
Okay.
don't know how to handle that. You know what I mean? Or what their views
Mhm.
are. So, but given everything, this is what the speculation is. So I just had to preempt that. So, without further ado, you all, I'm so excited. I'm so grateful that Monica decided to join us. So we can go ahead and bring Miss Monica on, Miss Senior. Oh my God. Hello,
Yeah.
everybody. That's my girl. That's my daughter right there. So thank you for joining us.
Of
Appreciate it.
course.
She has no idea what we're going to ask her or anything. She's like, what are you guys going to ask me? I'm like, whatever comes to mind. I know I have a question. I've been holding on to that question since we went to the visitation, but I knew you were going to be on the show. So I held that question because I wanted to have you answer it for everybody.
I got you. Trust.
So, but Angel, go ahead and
No,
whenever.
ask the question. No, go ahead.
No, I get to ask the question. I just dive right in. Okay.
Oh, are we talking about like anything else before
So,
your
What
question?
we
Or?
want everything. We talk about everything.
Okay.
so
Um,
I want to just start in with your classmate. We don't need to say names, right? But
well,
the
obviously.
classmate that passed away,
Right.
You were grade higher than he was,
Yeah.
but you've been in school with him since elementary years, so you've known him just in being in the same school and acquaintances and stuff like that. Um, you said something very interesting when we went to the visitation. When we left that visitation, um, we went there. His mom was just so upset, rightfully so, right? She was just in tears. And his dad was like really, you could just tell kind of like still in shock and numb and just really not know how to feel. Like it's almost like he was trying to get the tears out, but they weren't coming out. And you said, and this got to me because I was very curious. You said that seeing his dad get upset broke you. And I was very curious to know why did that break you, but not seeing his mom upset? You know what I mean? Like that, like you were upset, but that when you saw his dad break down, you were like, that was it. That broke me, seeing his dad get upset. And I was just very interested to know what your thought process behind that was.
Well, like obviously, like going to the visitation, it was just oh my gosh, it was all together. It was just like a very, I guess, traumatizing experience, because he's practically my age, and seeing someone your age in a casket is just not something that you really want to see. Um, but like I feel like the thing for me, because like not to like stereotype dads, but sometimes dads can put up like a forefront, like very tough, very like not like no emotion really. And like at first I didn't see him cry and like he was just numb, but then he actually broke down and like seeing like a dad so vulnerable at that moment, just like, oh my gosh, just like opened my eyes and I was like, wow, like that, it just broke me seeing how like vulnerable he got in that moment and just like broke down in tears. And then I was like, oh my gosh. Because, like also like not stereotype mothers, but like mothers like don't really put up that forefront sometimes. Mothers are more of the emotional ones. So
Yeah.
it's just like, I mean, obviously, like I got upset when she was upset too, but just seeing his dad just like, I guess, get out of that like kind of toughness type of way and just like become so vulnerable, just like really just hit me hard
Mhm.
because it was his son and like nobody should ever have to lose a child and just like that just like hurt me.
Yeah. And I think that's interesting because we've talked about this on previous shows, like how our men are so afraid to show emotions, like because that's what they've been taught. Man up. You can't cry, you can't feel. And it's like, but yeah, you can. You can feel, you can have emotions. And so, case in point, it's still happening. You know what I mean? So it's okay. Like I want to tell our men, our dads, our uncles, our brothers, our cousins, whatever, like show the emotion. Show the
Mhm.
emotion because it shows your vulnerability. And I know that's not always easy because it's like, well, I'm man, I can't be vulnerable. That's I'm being a girl when I cry. Like putting that stereotype out there. And it's like that's one of the stigmas I want to break so hard. I want to break so hard, and it's like right there, but it's not enough, because it's like uh, I don't know. I feel like it shouldn't be one is more emotional than the other. We should all be able to feel those emotions, express those emotions, and be okay with that, and not worry about what society thinks or sees. Like if I'm upset, because if I'm upset about something, oh, typical woman. Yeah, she's a typical. But if a man is upset, oh, it's totally different.
It's normal.
Yeah.
It's normal and it's logical.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but another question I had for you was, and this is a large part of why we wanted you on the show, was to get your perspective as far as what we can do as adults, as parents, as society to make things a more of a safe space for you guys as youth. Because I feel that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like not all of our youth feel like they can go to an adult about everything. You know what I mean? Especially parents, right? And so then parents are completely oblivious to anything that could be wrong with their kid. So what kinds of things from your perspective as a teenager could we as adults do better, or just do it all that y'all aren't getting?
Um, no, I completely agree. Like a majority of people don't go to their parents. Like, when I like ask my friends or when I like tell my friends that I told you or, my dad something, they're like, "Oh, I would never tell my parents that. Oh, I would never talk to my parents." And I'm like, "Oh." And it just like I honestly like I really don't know what like adults could do better. I don't I don't really
Well,
know.
what changed with us, with you being able to confide in us as your parents? Like what did we do that made you feel comfortable to then now share all the things?
I guess you like guys relate to me because you guys were once in high school, you guys were once my age. You guys can kind of relate to the stuff that's going on in my life currently. That's just like kind of got me opening up to you guys. Yeah, I guess it really just depends on the household. I feel like every I feel like all the teachers at like my school and like the counselors and everything, they they do a really good job on like advocating for their students and making that like bond with their students to like practically every student has that one teacher that they can go to about anything and everything. So, yeah.
Do you feel like things at school with your school district have gotten better with addressing mental health and actually being proactive with it and following through on things?
Oh, easily because COVID was like a really tough time for a majority of the people. Like nobody really got to socialize much. Nobody really got to go out. It was all behind a screen, and going behind a screen just really like affects a person's mental health. And just because you're not like getting that face to face interaction, like you kind of need that to grow.
Yeah.
And
As
not
I sip my mug that says I miss social distance.
and I feel like
Terrible.
as an adult, that like makes sense. Like it just makes sense as an adult. Like don't want to see people sometimes, but like as
But
a
it's different for you, and this is why we wanted, different perspective. As a young
Mhm.
person, you need that.
exactly, we need it to
I've
grow.
had that for 40 some years.
Yeah, like we
You
need it
need
to
that.
grow and we just like need it to better ourselves because there's always like that one group of people who like just brings your mental health up. Like it just like they just make you so happy and it's just like they're always there when you need them.
Yeah. And there was
Like,
there were huge reports of people who especially young people, especially millennials, especially college students who had a terrible time dealing with isolation during the pandemic because they couldn't be with their friends. But then you had those few glimpses of fun of parents that would like put the chairs out on the driveway and their friends can sit across, so that they would
mhm,
still be able to social distance and have that face-to-face interaction,
mhm.
that was so needed, from that age group. um, I got some questions for you. I got a few questions for you. I'm gonna start with this one, but then I got a few prompts. Um, I don't know if you were able to hear backstage, and I was talking about the three secrets that we do not keep with the students that we service. But someone has hurt you. You want to hurt yourself, or you want to hurt someone else. Those are the three secrets that we never keep in regards to serving our youth. Have you ever been in a position where you were asked to keep either of those secrets? And I'm not asking for the secret or for the person, but have you ever been in a position where you were asked um, to keep either of those?
Yeah.
Which one? One, all?
The second one, I want to hurt myself.
Okay. And how were you able to support that friend
Um,
without telling their secret?
I just showed how much I was there for them and I just like, really like made an effort to, show them that I care about them and that, like, they have people, they have people that they can go to and like, yeah.
How did that make you feel being asked to keep that secret?
It made me scared. I will say. It did make me
Mhm.
scared because I'm just like I don't know what to do, but I also probably should tell someone because I would rather have my friend mad at me than not here anymore.
Okay. Is that a secret that you would keep again if
Definitely not.
you were asked? What's different now?
I would easily go talk to someone, either an adult I can trust or text the suicide helpline
Okay.
about my friend.
So what changed for you that
Mm,
now you would tell and reach out?
um, just like because I helped them, I guess I kind of helped them out of that place once, and then if they do it again, I really know that like it might actually happen the next time, and I'm just like, I can't, because it just, like, kind of made me feel guilty in a way, because
Mhm.
I felt like I should have gone and told somebody that first time.
Do you think your friends have parents and adults in their life that are as supportive as yours are?
Definitely not.
Hmm.
What percentage would you say actually do?
Um, I would say, I don't really know. About half, half and half.
50%?
Yeah.
That's that's disappointing.
Yeah, and some of my friends, like, if they can't go to their parents, they actually kind of go to my parents,
Whew.
because my parents, are just so really supportive of, like, of me and all my friends too.
We try to have a very safe space here.
Mm.
And I let them know all the time, like, you guys, what happens here, it's like Vegas when you come to my house. You know, what says here stays here, and you know,
Except if
except, yes, except these three.
right. Hi, Victor.
Yes, this is your office. I got my podcast studio back now that you're not in school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a couple other questions for you, Monica. Now I'm gonna have to change these up a little bit because these were in reference to what I do, but I'm gonna change this for as in school. So I want you to think about your school and your
Yes, it
school
is.
setting.
Mm,
And you can say yes or no, or you can expound on that answer. I feel safe being myself at school.
no.
Adults in my school listen and understand what I have to say.
Yes.
People at my school accept me for who I am.
Only my friends.
The school has rules for how we're supposed to treat each other.
Yes.
I feel like I can stand up for what I think is right, even if my friends disagree.
No.
I feel safe from harm in my school.
Yes.
Is there any one of those that you want to expound on?
What was that first one again? I can feel like I'm being myself.
The first one that you said no to, I
Yeah.
feel safe being myself at school.
Everyone's just so judgy. And it's just like everyone's just so mean. It's just like they have nothing better to do with their lives. And, like, I try to, like, kind of give leeway because, I never know what's going on. I never know if, like, their home life is bad or, like, something happened. But it's like, I just still feel that everyone should be able to be themselves when they're at school. Yeah. I feel like I feel like everybody should be able to be themselves. I feel like they shouldn't have to, like, hide behind, like, a mask because someone else judged them or something. Yeah.
As a mom, Chrissy, how do you respond to that?
Hmm.
This is becoming an interview now.
Oh, well, I guess. Well, that makes me sad because I I guess anytime I've been at the school, but then again, I'm there as a parent. I'm not there as a student, right?
Mhm.
And so what I see is people kind of just doing their own thing, right? And that's kind of shocking to hear that you can't feel safe to be yourself at school. Because I guess anytime I've seen Monica with people, it's always with her friends and she's always herself, right? Um, so it's kind of weird. I mean, yes, I do get the judgmental thing. because there are girls and boys and just people at that school that it's like they just think they're better than everybody, and you know that's always happened, right? You always in high school we've had that, like there's always the person that thinks they're better than this person or smarter than this person, and that's just a cycle, right? But not being able to be safe to be yourself, that's really sad. That's really sad. I really don't even know how to react to that because
Especially, like, with social media, it's worse because you could just be sitting in class and just, like, because I'm a very I consider myself, like, an extrovert person. I'm very talkative. And, like, when I talk when I feel I talk too much, even though I'm not talking too much, I'm always, like, afraid that, someone's gonna take a picture of me, post it on their Snapchat, post it on their Instagram, like, "Oh my gosh, this girl won't shut up, she's, like, so weird, blah, blah, blah." And it's just, like, that's always in the back of my head. That's why, like, when I don't have a class with any of my friends, I keep to myself.
hmm, see, goes back to social media. I am so glad we didn't have that in high school.
Listen,
Man,
most
look.
most of us would be locked up. There was okay, that's
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
show.
That's another
Um
show. But yeah.
what I was gonna say, thank you. Thank you for sharing,
Yeah.
Monica. Um what what people don't understand about, trying to say it right. What people don't understand about suicide is that it doesn't start with somebody dying by suicide. It doesn't start with even finding out that someone you know is suicidal. Um, it starts with relationship. It starts with friendships. It starts with checking in on your strong friends. It starts with real vulnerable conversations after midnight about emotions and trauma and loss and disappointments. It starts with somebody saying, I'm here, that I'm listening, that I support you. How can I help? Um, it starts with being love.
And that's where, like, I am just so beyond grateful for every single one of my friends. When I was going through a hard time, every single one of my friends, and obviously my parents were there for me too. But like and that's why I just like, I don't know. It just upsets me how like some students feel that they can't go to anyone without feeling judged because they're feeling a type of way or they're feeling a certain way or they're feeling, like they want to like hurt themselves.
I will say, like, the friends that she's made in high school have been incredible. Like, they're just so tight knit, like, for each other. Like, yeah, they have their disagreements here and there, but they always find their way back to each other. And they're always supportive of one another. They're always bringing each other. Like, it's like I wish I had a group like that in high school. You know what I mean? Like you have that tight knit community. You bring each other up. If someone's having a bad day, you talk it out. Whatever. I feel like back in our day, if we had a fight with somebody that we weren't talking, we had a beef. We were beefing with them, and we
Forever.
forever.
If I
That
see
was
you
it.
on the street today, we still got beef.
Right. Right. And what's been great with her and her friends is, yeah, they have their moments, but before the sun goes down at the end of the day, they've hashed it out. They've talked it out. They've hashed it out. They've
Wow,
worked it out.
that's so mature.
Yeah, very,
That's
very.
so rare.
Yeah, it is very, especially in high school.
Adults don't do
Especially.
that.
No, no, we sure don't. But yeah, I mean, and so Monica, with you having said that, and now you're going to be graduating high school, moving on to college. How do you feel that's going to transfer? Do you feel like you're still going to have that in the back of your head, or are you going to feel like you're in a more grown up environment and hope that, it's not like that? Or
Actually, when I went to go visit one of my top colleges on Monday, and, I sat in a class, I felt like I had a place there. I felt like I belonged there in that class with that people, or with those people. I This one girl, like, after the class finished, she, like, talked to me about, like, the crystal I was wearing, and then we talked about crystals on our way out of the class.
mm,
I feel like once I get out of high school, it's just like a whole different ball game. And I just like, especially at that college, I'm just like, I feel I can be myself. I feel that nobody's judging because, everybody's been judged at some point. So like everybody can relate. So it's just like I feel just like in the college environment, it's just so much different. You feel like you can be yourself. You can talk more, especially, at that college, like the student teacher relationship is just so tight knit. And then with the students too, because the classes are so small, it's just a great environment. I felt like, I belonged in that I belonged in that class. I felt I was a junior in college. I felt I was with that group of people, like, they were all my
yeah,
friends, it was pretty cool.
yeah.
Tell me later what school this was. The after show. What are we
Yeah.
talking about?
And
What
and that
go
yeah, go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Go ahead, because
No,
I'm
I have one
interested.
more question. I have
Go,
one
go.
more. One more. Because I'm reflecting on what we were talking about with the junior high age group basically, and now high school. Where do you feel the struggle was more? I feel I have an answer to this, and I feel like it's kind of not fair to answer because you guys were on a pause basically for the pandemic.
Mm.
But for the years you were in junior high compared to high school, like just not even just you, but like your peers, your classmates, where do you feel the their mental health was more affected?
Um, I mean, for me personally, it was like 7th grade, but like for all my peers and classmates, it was that transition from coming back from COVID into actual in-person classes. The amount of people I've talked to, COVID, they've said that COVID really like messed them up so bad to the point where their GPA is now so low that they couldn't get back up
Mm,
because, freshman year was practically all online. So they were really struggling mentally trying to get their stuff done, and they couldn't. So their GPA dropped so bad, and like now they can't come back from that as like a senior in high school.
yeah.
But yeah.
Um, if you had to leave us with something, your nuggets of wisdom, um, as an educator, as a parent for Chrissy, and it might be two different messages, but what message would you want to leave us with, that stands out to you the most?
Um you really never know what someone's going through. And just like being there for someone and just like speaking up and telling someone that you're there for someone, I feel that's just like the best thing you can do. Like when I tell someone that, it just makes me feel good. Like, I'm here for you. Come to me if you need. And then just like, yeah, because you never know what someone's going through. Like one of the football players on my school could be like really all tough and mighty, but really like they're struggling on the inside. So I feel like just saying to a person, even if you don't know what's happening, just like, I'm here for you if you ever need anything. I just feel that's probably the best thing that you could do for yourself and somebody else.
Okay.
Awesome.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate
course.
your insight, your knowledge,
Of course.
and taking the time out of your night. So,
Because we know your schedule is jam packed. So this is
who are you
this is an
telling?
honor.
Thank you for fitting us in.
Thank you so much for sliding us in that schedule. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it, and we and thank you for your wisdom.
Mhm.
It's always a different perspective. We need to hear young voices. We need to hear your heart. So thank you for sharing your heart with us tonight.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Oh my gosh. Excellent.
I need to
Right?
put
It's
some
cold now. It don't even matter.
I know it's iced tea now, but
You know it is, and it tastes good cold too. So listen, Tazo and Yogi, come on and
we need sponsors, man. Yogi, Tazo, we drink your stuff.
we drink your stuff.
We drink your
drink your
stuff. Come and
If
sponsor
you want us to
us.
drink your stuff, you can.
What did Maurice say earlier?
You
It's
can
cheap and
send
what?
us something
Cheap
for
and what?
free. Hey, it ain't fresh, but it's cheap. That's what he
Listen.
said. It ain't fresh. You had to be there.
You had to be there.
fresh,
It's, inside
listen.
joke.
Oh my gosh.
But this
Woo!
ain't cheap, but we still drink it. So I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah, it's
Sponsor
not the
us.
most expensive tea, but it ain't
We
cheap.
literally have the word tea in our show
Listen,
title.
I promise you, next month it won't be Yogi or Tazo.
Lipton.
I'll,
Anybody with
I know I got something else in the cabinet. I'm gonna go find something else.
pure leaf. I don't know. Anyway.
I got something.
Is it my turn now? Do I get
Yes.
to reel it out? You guys, I know.
Yes. On a high note, please.
We're gonna end on a high note because my assignment, and I always understand the assignment when I print out pages. Listen,
She got the dissertation.
I got the dissertation,
This is
but
what
you know
happened
what?
when we've been gone a couple of months.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
All right,
but
hit us.
It is all very important
Hit us
stuff.
with it.
Okay. So I'm going to start y'all off with 10 ways to be proactive in your self-care routine.
Okay.
Because
is it a special month for that?
But I think so. I think.
Well, let me
think
let
that
my
was
hair down since we're talking about
yeah. We're talking about self-care because yes, self-care is also a part of September, right? And we know that if we do take care of us as our bodies, that also helps to take care of our mental. Okay. So I'm going to give you not only 10 ways to be proactive, but also self-care affirmations.
Oh.
But I'm going to do that after I do this. Okay. Number 1, try meditating.
Check.
If you've never meditated before, a simple app like Headspace or Calm are a great place to start.
Love them
both. Free. They are free.
That's the best part.
And if you're not ready to jump into meditating, just start by creating moments of silence in your day. Like when you're drinking your coffee or your tea, taking a shower, just exactly. Have a quiet moment for yourself.
Great.
Number 2, move your body. So I'm not a runner, and it says try running. It's not going to happen. I don't run.
No, that's not me.
Group exercise classes, yoga, or even just going on a walk. Just going on a walk. Doesn't have to be intense. Just
walking is great.
And if you can do it without being on this.
Woo! Put that up.
If you can do it without being on this, just using it as
self-care.
Just using it as music and that's it. That's even better. That is even better because that's when you need to disconnect. I'm taking my 30-minute walk. I can't be bothered. Number 3, which is a very important one, make time for personal cleanliness and grooming. So prioritize time to take care of your body. Trim your
Please,
nails, get a haircut, get your manicures, get your pedicures, get
please,
your
and thank you.
lashes, exfoliate, moisturize, you do your
So bad.
skincare. Because
Love how you
honestly,
said lashes, because sometimes that's what they look like.
listen, I was supposed to get them back today.
Oh,
I was supposed to get them back today, but we're doing a trial run, so she only put a few on each eye. You can't really
we got
tell.
individuals.
Just a few individuals on each eye to see if I'm going to have any kind of reaction, because that's why I had to get them off the last time, because I started
Oh,
having a reaction. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
okay.
But I will tell y'all right now that when I did have to get my lashes taken off, and it says here, right here, taking time to take care of your physical self will increase both self love and self confidence.
Hmm.
That could not be more true, because when I had to get those lashes taken off, my self confidence went down the drain.
Really?
Girl, I am telling you, it was something so simple as having lashes. I felt like, oh, I am everything. I am every woman. Okay? That
Everyone.
is exactly the theme song in my head. When I had those lashes, I was like, those lashes came off, and I was like, oh, dude, I look like Cinderella's stepsister. What the hell happened? Like, I swear, I can't make that
Wow.
up. So I was like really down
Okay.
on myself. So just from that alone, then I started getting my head about everything else in my body that was like not. I was
Hmm.
like, so I was like, okay, we got to try to get them back. So we're easing in, and hopefully it works. And I know it's silly,
No,
but
it's
that's the
not.
way
There's
my
nothing
mind.
silly about that.
I
That's
mean,
how you
it's
feel.
so little, like it's like the littlest thing.
It's
And I
different
was
from
like,
everybody. Listen, I don't leave the house without I. If I leave the house and I didn't fix my eyebrows,
oh,
I
see,
got I got eyebrows today. But listen,
see,
I don't have that much up here, so I
I'm
have
just
to
saying.
like make it a little darker. But if I go somewhere and I ain't got no
Okay.
eyebrows, I just feel my face is naked.
Exactly. It's like I feel naked. Like my eyeballs felt naked. Like you took the fur coats off.
It's like I got more forehead when I have less
Right.
eyebrows means more forehead. So
See?
okay, I
So you
understand.
get it? Okay. Number 4, I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Pursue a hobby you enjoy. I know something you enjoy doing, which is crocheting. See?
I do. Fun
Um,
fact:
yes.
I signed up to be a pattern tester for a
Oh,
sweater. I
okay.
have never tested a pattern. If you know anything about crochet, you know someone has to design the pattern. So they
Uh-huh.
actually, do the thing and write all the steps down and whatever. And
Yeah.
then they have testers. They'll call for a tester. You have to actually fill out an application. Have you ever done this
Oh,
before?
wow.
Who you tested for? Send us pictures, blah, blah, blah. What's your skill level? What do you feel like, whatever? And there's a deadline. You got to turn in notes. You got to turn in pictures. You got to join a chat group. Yeah,
Oh,
it
Lord,
was
that's a
stuff.
lot.
I've never applied to be a tester before. I followed this one account that I've been following since the pandemic. Love all the stuff, and she's a plus size
Okay.
crochet designer. I got in, so I am
Oh,
one of
nice.
24 people who were selected to test
Nice.
this sweater pattern.
Okay.
And it's like, well, it's real now. Now I got
Now you gotta do
now
it.
I
Now you gotta
got to do
follow
it.
all the way
Now
through.
I got to do it because if I don't do it, I probably would never, get the test again. But then I get a free pattern, and I get the
Well,
hashtag.
congratulations. That's exciting because I know you wanted a
Sheesh.
challenge.
This is a challenge.
That'll be a challenge, but
So
you'll do it. You'll do it.
hobbies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hobbies.
I got a month.
Well, better get on that. Number 5, and this is something I wish I really need to start doing again. Start a gratitude journal. Dedicate a journal solely to keeping log of all the good in your life, no matter how small or insignificant the good may seem. For example, a hot cup of coffee in the morning, sunny weather, or a pleasant interaction with a stranger.
Yeah.
Pick a regular time to make entries, whether every morning or Sunday night right before bedtime. Write about what is delighting you, or remember to flip through it every so often. Be like your own personal good newspaper.
Need a lock on that thing.
But
What's delighting you?
it's, I'm just saying, I agree. I think
Lock
that
it.
would be great, because the more you read positive, the more you're gonna manifest that, because we're always reading negative and seeing negative, then we just bring that negative on,
Right.
right? Number 6, schedule time with loved ones.
People
Okay, you know what? These might not all apply to you.
outside.
FaceTime.
I'm
FaceTime is on
okay.
here. You
Hey,
know how to do that.
hey, that counts. Great.
FaceTime with a long distance friend. Uh, invite family over for dinner,
No.
which you won't do that, but you
No,
know, that's on there.
you lost
Maybe
me.
there
You
are
lost
some people out there watching that would do that.
me. You had me and you lost.
Uh, Prioritizing connection with others on a regular basis will help increase your capacity to empathize with others and help you feel a stronger sense of self-worth. There you go. This comes back to my walk. Create
Uh-oh.
strict no phone zones in your day. Choose a time frame each day to put your phone on silent or airplane mode.
Oh,
Yes. Have whether in the morning, during meal times, or an hour before bed, have a space in your day with no phone to distract you.
that's interesting. And I was just mentioning this to someone in the last week. When I started doing suicide interventions, my phone never went off. Like it doesn't go off.
Oh,
Um, my phone don't go off.
okay.
Now, I had to learn at some point to turn Messenger off, to
Mm-hmm.
turn Instagram notifications off.
Yeah.
And that would be like the extent. There's some people that I got to mute,
Yeah.
because they're either in different time zones or they don't care what time it is.
Right.
But my phone does not go off.
Mm.
But I had to set those other boundaries because of that. I
Yeah.
had to set those other boundaries.
Yeah.
Whew.
Well, that leads me into the next one, which is turn off
Sheesh.
unnecessary notifications.
There you go. That I
Yeah.
was able to do. I was
Yeah.
able to do. I try to put my phone down when I'm around mama. She would
Yeah.
probably say otherwise, but she has no idea how. You ain't seen my phone in 30 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is an achievement, but I
Yeah.
try to put my phone around when I'm spending time with mama. So that might be
Yeah.
my one time that no phone's on.
There you
So,
go. Number 9, because I already did number 8, fuel your body. Keep nutritious snacks and water around or at the office, in your car, school, backpack. Okay, that's not nutritious, but okay. I mean,
and
technically it's not nutritious. Water works. Technically candy's not nutritious, but I mean, I'm no dietitian, so
I got green tea.
hey, there you go. It's balancing each other out. And number 10,
Listen, it's rough, man. Go ahead.
number 10, attend counseling. If you've never visited a counselor, there's no better time than the present. You can try an online option like BetterHelp, or ask a friend for a referral to someone they trust.
NAMI is a good resource for that.
Yeah.
National Alliance
And
Mental Illness.
Talkiatry is a new one now. Talkiatry is another
Mhm.
online one that's pretty new.
Talkspace.
Yep. So, and it says even if you're not going through a trauma, it's always good to talk to somebody, right?
Yeah.
All right.
That's the best
Are
time to
y'all
talk to somebody.
are y'all ready for affirmations?
Oh,
I hope you're taking notes because I have it broken down in categories. I have positive morning affirmations, positive affirmations for kids, positive affirmations for men, self-care ones, and ones for teens. Okay.
go ahead.
Okay. Positive
it.
morning affirmations. Y'all write these down if you have to. And listen, I could have made them a longer list, and I didn't.
Thank God.
Because some of these had like 101, and I had to like pick and choose. Anyway, positive morning. This is for everybody. I choose to start my day with a smile. I am grateful for my health and well-being. I bring value to every new day.
True that.
I choose to spread love and kindness today. I am deserving of a fulfilling and balanced life. I am worthy of all the blessings life has to offer. And I am worthy of love and respect. Those are your morning affirmations.
Amen and Ashe.
Yeah. I did I did pick a few extras for kids because, like we had talked about, that's where it starts, right?
Mhm.
That's where it starts. Everyone wants to say, no, they
Mhm.
don't know what the. Listen, that's where it starts. Kids, for those of you who are watching, which probably not, but parents of kids, adults who know kids, share these. I am proud of myself. I am loved. I am special in my own way. I make the world a better place. I can achieve my biggest dreams. I am loved just the way I am. I treat myself and others with kindness. My body belongs to me.
Hey, that's important.
It's okay to make mistakes. I am thoughtful and always consider others' feelings. I look out for others who may feel left out and find ways to include them.
Very much so important.
Everyone deserves love.
Mm,
Today will be amazing,
mm,
and I have a bright and beautiful future.
I love
Okay.
it.
Gentlemen,
Yeah,
to
brothers.
our gentlemen that are watching or will watch and catch the replay, here are your positive affirmations, and please take notes. I am strong and confident. I am a respectful and compassionate human being. I am a loving and supportive partner. I am a loving and supportive father. I prioritize the health of my mind and body. I embrace the differences of those around me. My words and actions have an impact. My mental health matters.
Mm,
My feelings matter. I believe in myself, and I am worthy and deserving of love and respect.
love it.
Okay, gentlemen, please.
Gentlemen.
No, and again, that was off of a list of like 60. Those are
Mm,
just the ones I chose.
okay.
And then here are some self-care affirmations. This goes for everybody. And please, everybody, take these to heart because this is where it's at. I am deserving of rest and relaxation.
Oh,
I am worthy of taking time for myself and my needs. I am worthy of self-love and self-acceptance. Setting boundaries is a service to myself and others. I deserve peace and tranquility. I deserve a life filled with joy and happiness. I am deserving of healthy and fulfilling relationships. I deserve time to just be. Doing nothing matters. I am in charge of my own happiness and well being. I deserve a stress free and peaceful life.
yes, Lord.
I am allowed to take breaks and slow down when I need to.
Mm,
I love that I love what I love. I deserve comfort and security, and I deserve to feel confident and comfortable in my own skin.
mm.
And here's the last set, y'all. I'm going to leave y'all with these. These are for my teenagers. So, Monica, all of her friends, and all of that age group. This was hard to narrow down because there were so many good ones,
I
but I
bet.
did. All right, my teens, I hope you're taking notes. I am enough. I do
Yeah,
not have to change myself to be enough.
period.
I am safe and loved by my friends and family and those that know me. It is okay to be proud of myself and my accomplishments. I worked hard for them. It is okay to listen to my heart and trust my better judgment, even if it goes against the advice of someone else. I am important and my presence is important to myself and to others. I am loved and more people care about me than I know. I do not have to be perfect all the time. I can let my guard down and still be loved and accepted. I love myself. My emotions and feelings are valid and should be heard and listened to. Being scared does not make me less, it does not make me weak. I can make a difference. I have the power to affect change and to make my world a better place. I respect myself and my body. I do not have to compromise my morals for anyone.
Say that one again
For the people in the back,
for the people in the back.
I respect myself and my body. I do
And
not have to
that
compromise my
part,
morals for anyone.
that part.
I should not compare myself to others. I am my own person. I am an important part of my family. I am needed. I do not have to fit in to belong or to be important. And finally, it is okay to ask for help when you need it. You do not have to be an island and do everything alone.
Oh my goodness.
So
How we needed these.
those are all the affirmations. I hope y'all took notes. If not,
How
catch the replay and
needed
write them
these.
down.
We needed these.
Yes, we
As
need.
young people, as teenagers, as college students, as young adults, we needed these.
Yes,
I
yes,
don't know when I don't know when the affirmations came out, but I know when they went mainstream, but we weren't
yeah.
utilizing them enough
No.
because some of those hit hard.
When I was in rehab for my eating disorder, and this was back in, gosh, 2008. No, 2000, 2000 and yeah, 2008 into 2009. That was one of the things we had to do. We had to write positive affirmations and we had to put them on our mirrors and say them to ourselves.
Mm.
Say them to, yeah, right, every day. So they made us do that as well as journaling. So when we were in that mental health facility, that's what they had us do for therapy.
Mm.
So, but now it's really taking off. So now it's not just something you do in rehab. Now it's becoming a
Right.
part of everyday life. So
I feel like I need to add some affirmations to our classroom walls.
that would be great.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That would
And
be
and hey, there's 101 to choose from. So
I would let them pick.
yeah, there you
We
go.
would talk about it. We pick some, and everybody gets one.
Yep.
You know.
That's
Now,
perfect.
we got 50 kids, so
That's okay.
we have
That's
plenty of wall
okay.
space. Plenty of wall space. But I feel like that would be a
Yeah.
great project to let them
Yeah.
choose. Um, let them choose an
Especially if
affirmation.
they wrote it out.
We write it, but, but we would
I mean, to
definitely
be
write it.
legible,
But
I
they get to
guess.
pick.
Yeah.
To go on the wall, we write it. But yeah, I would
Yeah.
love to let them
So,
pick it out.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Chrissy. That was refreshing.
Good.
We love to lighten the mood before we
Yes.
leave this space. So
Yes.
that was definitely uplifting. I
Good.
feel empowered. So
Right. I
there's
want you to,
that.
I want you to feel empowered.
You just gave me homework. Your homework gave me homework. Ain't that
Your
something?
homework is to do this.
My
Yes.
job is to give homework. My job is not to do. Ugh,
Oh, well, this was great. This was so great.
great
Thank
comeback.
you. Thank you to Monica again for
Thank
joining us
you,
and giving us her
Monica.
perspective and her knowledge and the little nuggets of wisdom, as you called it. I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing your knowledge, your statistics, and just
Tried to keep
everything.
it light. Tried to keep.
Yeah. It's
Tried to
hard. It's hard when you know you're
say
what the
that.
subject you're talking about, but so
You should have saw me scratching that. Okay, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We got a guest. We got a guest. We
yeah,
can't do that. But if you want more information, inbox. Inbox the show, inbox us
please do.
directly if you need
Please
more
do.
information. If you need, other resources, additional resources, do not forget the new hotline 988. Show us your sleeve. 988 988 24/7. Now
98.
988. Um, text line 741 741. American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. If you need training, resources, materials you want to hand out to your youth group,
Mhm.
you want to take something to your classmates, you can get free
Mhm.
materials sent to you.
Yep.
The Jason Foundation, if you support young people and you want to get more educated about what they need, check out the Jason Foundation, the No Stigmas organization, as well as NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness, and the QPR Institute.
Yeah. And I know Maurice is back there trying to type.
Right, I see you.
Girl, slow
It's a
down. I can't type all that fast.
If you take nothing away, take away the 3 secrets we never keep. We will not keep secrets. If you're talking about hurting someone else, hurting yourself, or someone has hurt you, these are 3 secrets we will never keep,
Right.
for anybody. Young people, old people, I don't care. If you my homie, I ain't keeping them secrets. Not those 3. I will take anything else to the dirt with me, but not those 3.
Not those
We're gonna make sure that you get support, you get help, you get resources, you get healing.
two. Mhm.
You
Healing
know,
is important.
we're gonna be light. We're gonna share our faith. We're gonna share hope and do our best in these relationships to be accountable to one
Mhm.
another.
Yep.
That's part of relationship is being accountable. So I'd rather
Listen.
you be mad at me, Chrissy. I'd rather
Listen.
you be mad at me than to lose you.
Right?
I'm telling somebody. Okay, so
I'm telling on you.
telling on me. I'm a snitch. I'm snitching.
I'm snitching.
Okay, I'm gonna snitch. I snitch to keep you. I don't care.
I love it. I love it. All right, y'all. Well, thank you again for tuning in. And
See you in October.
see you. Oh my gosh, already. That's crazy.
See
All
you in
right. We love you guys. Have a good night.